You ready to start the show, Fred?
Yeah, I
Start the
am.
show. All right, here we go. Here's the title card. Hi, everybody. Welcome to 2022. It's Star Citizen Live. I'm your host, Jared Huckabee. It's a new year. We're back from vacation. We're rested. It's a little cold outside. We got our jacket on. And yeah, it's great to be back. Hope you enjoyed yesterday's Inside Star Citizen with a look at the future of new derelicts coming to Star Citizen. In celebration of our new derelicts, we are doing a show this week on Star Citizen Live where we dive even deeper into that process than we did in yesterday's show. And joining us is a person you might remember from the show, Fred. How you doing, Fred?
Hey, hello. Doing good. Thanks. You?
I'm doing all right. Fred, where are you right now? Like what city?
I'm where I'm sitting. I'm
No, no,
sitting in
like what city? Like what
city,
region?
Montreal, Montreal.
Montreal. You
Yeah,
are in
yeah.
Montreal.
Yep.
Hey, so you're part of our new turbulent family up there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're part of the team that's been working on creating a whole new wide range of derelicts to
Exactly.
go into the precision universe. What's that process been like so far?
It's going pretty well. We had like a good opportunity to create a lot of new stuff and a good vision of the new derelict. So, right at the moment, level design and is creating a new brand new stuff on this, and it's looking already good. So it's pretty nice to see the evolution of what we did in the concept and now translating into the engine. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and for those of you who are subscribers, the full high res versions of those images will be in the subscriber vault at some point. I don't know when, but expect them to show up in the subscriber vault at some point. I'm gonna talk to Dan and we'll get them up there and everything so you guys can see them in their full glory. They're really, really nice. Now, I see in some chat. No, we are not in the UK. We're still in Los Angeles. We are. For those in the chat that are talking about it, we are relocating to Manchester. That will be at the end of the quarter. We're moving probably the first week of April. So throughout this quarter, expect to see my background slowly dissipate and disappear as I am packing because I have so much stuff. All right, Fred, enough
Yes.
dilly dallying. What are we doing today? Today is a game dev show. A game dev is less of a question and answer show and more of a see their process and watch how they work. What are you going to make for us today?
Yeah, I'm gonna work on the process of making a derelict concept art. So from the beginning to the end, and obviously we speed up a bit some process here and there, but we're gonna show like most of what we're doing to create those scene.
Yeah, it's always important to remember when we do these, and we've done them before. Sarah McCullough with spaceships, Jeremiah with low quality characters. That sorry, Jeremiah. That these guys only have an hour. So this is a very short, a very condensed version. Usually, this stuff is not created in an hour. So, Fred, with that,
Yes,
I'm going to turn it over to you. It's your show, my friend.
excellent. Thank you everybody to watching this. Really appreciate to be part of the show. We're gonna start firstly by creating just a small sketch to wrap my idea around what could be this scene. So first thing, I'm gonna draw just a quick sketch and make sure I have an idea and not going like crazy on something I don't need. So I'm gonna start by blocking some mountain maybe. And here.
So you've already decided what terrain you're gonna be wearing. You're talking like a mountainy terrain, or
Yeah, it's probably gonna be kind of seashore, mountain ridge, and it's always cool to have like a variety of maybe a mountain behind with like sand here. That could be nice, and probably having the derelict ship here. It's kind of a recipe that's working pretty well. So the contrast between like the natural element, it's pretty important in what we're gonna do, because we're working also on biome elaboration. So
Ninjetti in chat says, "Why not an in-game version?" Because Fred here is a concept artist.
yes, I am.
This is the work that he does.
Yeah.
Translating an asset in-game and building it in 3D is the work of other artists.
Yeah, exactly.
Here today.
So it's part of our process. It's to inspire also the people that are making those in-games assets. They're working pretty hard to bring that vision into the in-game process. So and we're gonna cover a bit of 3D setup later, but I think it's we're just starting by elaborating a bit what we're gonna place in that scene, and just
so you're obviously using a tablet, and you're drawing very similar to how I imagine you would if you were on a pencil and paper here.
Yeah,
just
that's
light pencil sketches.
Using
here.
this, just whack on the tablet, and it's sometimes I use this guy over there, which is connected to my other computer, but yeah, for today, the purpose.
Sorry, show us your Wacom again. We didn't have the camera up, so they couldn't see it.
Oh yeah,
that's
a pen tablet. So yeah, just keep going on this. I'm just gonna place my idea here. I think it's really important to just like explore an idea first, and to not spend too much time on something that could take time and cost a lot of energy to achieve, and it's not worth it at the end. So we're just gonna make that.
Now, what are these basic shapes? Like, what are you thinking these shapes are? There's the spiky ones on the left, and the
those are gonna be probably cliff, like rocks formation, and this is the mountain chain. That's gonna be the derelict crash site. With probably we're gonna use a caterpillar today. So just to connect a bit with what we saw in the yesterday video. So and I just like placing big shape, and I don't want to spend too much time on this guy, but it's gonna clear my mind about like where I'm going. So maybe we could have like a character here, or something like that. So it'd be nice to have also just to make a bit of reflection on this guy here, just enhancing like the visual cue. And
can you hear the car alarm going on? They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty! I don't know why, because that's not a car alarm in Back to the Future, but every single time I hear a car alarm, I think of that line from Doc Brown in Back to the Future, and I don't understand I don't understand the correlation in my brain.
Have my DeLorean just there. It's just so good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. I already made one like before, just to create a bit of a composition studio I was going to do. But it's basically the same idea. Had like mountain chains and crash derelict. We're gonna probably put some abs here and there to create that feeling of leaving people around this crash site. That's the main thing we enjoy in those elaboration of concept on the rig. It was placing some living area that was really nice to explore.
Okay.
So.
For those in chat asking questions, remember that Fred is a concept artist and he is not a designer for the gameplay or a programmer for the systemic nature and whatnot. So if your questions tend towards the non-artistic nature, chances are he's not going to be able to answer them.
Yeah.
It's just I understand everybody always wants to know how things are going to work and how things are going to function. I get that and stuff like that, but it's always important to remember who the guest is and what their areas of influence are. And artists don't make those, don't work on the things that.
No, we're just doodling, you know.
Just doodling.
We're just artists, you know.
Now that does beg a question though. Are you, when you make these things, do you just get to go free, crazy, or do you, or are you given a set of constrictions? Are you getting, do you have to work only with what you know is possible, or do you push beyond and just kind of hope other people can figure out how to make it work?
Yeah, sometimes we push a little bit more than we're supposed, because I think we, to get 100% of your idea done, I mean, you need to give like 150%, so and more, because when you're creating a concept, you create a momentum around like composition, shapes and biomes and everything like that. So I think it's really important to see beyond that and like giving a bit more, and afterward the artist gonna make the real thing, is gonna interpret that. And obviously also we have like art directions coming along with those, and I mean we interpret that also on our side in concept. So
right, there's a, I'll talk for a bit while you keep going. There's a conversation I saw yesterday on both. It was actually the same conversation in two different people. People were arguing about how the concepts don't always look like what